Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about how I light and set up interviews for my show, Spirit Walk Paranormal. So it goes without saying, paranormal investigating, one of the best parts of it is the history of it. I love hearing stories and capturing evidence that corroborates with the stories and claims that have come from the people that we interview. One of my favorite things to do during our investigations is setting up the lighting and getting the interviews all set up. Recently, I went to Williamson, West Virginia to investigate the old hospital on College Hill. This location was very awesome, 4 floors and a basement, and I had 3 interviews to do on this production. One of the first things that I look for in a location is a hallway, especially in these types of situations where we're trying to create a spooky atmosphere. Luckily for us, hospital has many hallways, so we did the best that we could with some of my favorite lights. We're gonna get into that in just a minute. But let me tell you the floor plan. So for this investigation, we did 3 interviews. The lighting setup, pretty similar throughout the entire thing. So we're gonna just focus on the one main floor plan because it goes across the board. So here is the layout for Charlie Hatfield's interview. As you can see here, we have a key light sitting up front. We have 2 Nanlite Pavotube 2 15Cs as well as the Pavotube 2 6Cs. We have this key light coming down onto his face, creating that nice Rembrandt lighting. We also have the Pavotubes in the doorways, one at the end of the hallway, illuminating the back wall to add some depth and to show some character of this building. And if you've seen my previous work, you know that at Greene County Historical Society, when we interviewed Dave Jones, we did a similar setup to where we have the key light and then we light the rest of the hallway with the Pavotubes. For the interview's audio recording, we use the Sony ICD PXX440 digital recorders with a Rode lavalier mic. We also record redundant audio on our cameras so that we can time align them and make sure that all the audio is sounding great. Even if the microphone fails, at least we have a backup. We also use a 2-camera setup, as you can see here on the layout. We try to use the 30-degree rule, so we have a Canon with the 18-135 set at about 24 millimeters, and we also have another Canon locked on the 35mm f2 focal length, just to add that really nice close-up and a little bit of that bokeh depth of field shows in the background. I tend to use this setup for every interview that I've ever done. We've only had one malfunction that I have no idea why it ever happened, and that happened with Steve Hummel and his interview. I can only assume that someone did not want me to use that camera that night in the building. But as you can see here in Tanya's interview, Mary Ann's interview from the old hospital on College Hill, we basically use the same setup throughout their interviews. We have the key light, and then we have the 4 Pavotubes lighting up different areas, adding some spooky atmosphere into the shot. I know this is a very quick video and a very basic setup, but I just wanted to show you guys how we light our interviews whenever we go out and do investigations. We try to find long hallways. We tend to use the same gear and setup every time, but let me know what you think in the comments. Is this something cool? And if you're trying to conduct your own interviews, did this help you out? I really appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram. Be sure to subscribe to Spirit Walk Paranormal for all of our paranormal investigations. And we'll see you in the next video.